Hi, everyone. It's Julie Traeger, Health and Wellness Coach. Welcome back to Small Bites. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about motivation and why our efforts at losing weight and being healthy often fail. So, and hesitate to say this, I'm going to give you some conflicting advice, and I really don't like to do that. But oftentimes we've been given the advice that we have to do it for ourselves. If we're going to make a big change, if we're going to do something that's a little bit difficult, we have to do it for ourselves and for no one else. And I'm not a big fan of that advice, mainly for women, because I know women so well. And honestly, I don't think it works for us because we put ourselves last. So anything that we're going to do just for ourselves, that's going to get tossed to the wayside. It's going to put on the back burner because we're too busy taking care of other people. So if we're trying to make big change, yes, I think that we need to do it. I think it has to be something that matters to us. I think it has to be something that we want. But I also think there has to be something bigger than ourselves that motivates us. So, for example, just an example from my own life. 6 years ago, I was single. I'd been single for a long time, and I was tired of being single. Was ready to date again, and I needed to lose a little weight, mainly because I wanted to feel confident when I was out dating, and truthfully, I wanted men to find me attractive, and so I lost weight, but I lost weight. Yes, that was for myself and about myself, but it was also about something bigger, and it was about someone else find me attractive, and it was about me changing my situation in life. So I think that we have to look at things that motivate us that are bigger than ourselves. And one of the things, as far as health goes, one of the things that's really motivated me in my own life is the idea that what and how I eat has huge ramifications for not just me, but for my parents and my friends, and when I was in healthcare, and for my nursing friends out there, for my patients. Um, I'm not a parent, but if I had children, definitely for my children, and if I'm a grandparent, for my grandchildren, because our children are so unhealthy. And kids are sponges. They really, not only do they see us doing a good thing by taking care of ourselves, but they also um, look at how we're doing what we're doing and how we're losing weight and how we're taking care of our health, and they'll mimic that. They'll soak that up. And this is the first generation of children that is going to be less healthy and live less long than their parents. Sorry, I didn't phrase that really well. It's not good English, but you know what I mean. Today's generation of children is gonna have a shorter lifespan than ours, and that's never happened before in history. So we know that there is something about our standard American diet that is causing children, and children to be unhealthy. And if there's anything that motivates me as a human being, I'm not a hugely political person, but I know that we need to, I care about children's rights, I care about animal rights, I care about the environment, and I know that what I eat and how I eat can actually impact all of those things. And it can also impact healthcare and our U.S. debt, because healthcare is such a huge part of our country's budget, and we need to decrease healthcare costs. And by eating right and sustaining my own health and being a role model for everybody, for other people, I know I can impact healthcare and our debt as a country as well. So all of those things are bigger than me, and all of those things have really motivated me to change my own health. Another reason that I think we fail at losing weight and being healthy is we try to be perfect. And I know I talked about this in my very first blog. I talked about the 80-20 rule, and I can't stress this enough. If we can eat 80% well, 80% for health, then we can eat 20% for pure pleasure and eat some of those things that we know aren't good for us, and we can get by with it. We can get by with eating 20% not so good, if we really, really maintain 80% of our nutritional goals, and eat 80% well. So we can eat that chocolate cake, or we can have that craft brew, or whatever it is. And even in that 80%, I mean, I'm not talking deprivation here. I don't eat anything that I don't like. I eat really well, even for my 80%. I like what I eat. So there is a way to eat well and still eat healthy and eat well at the same time. And so that perfection, that idea that we have to deprive ourselves and be hungry and eat stuff we don't like, that's not true. And we don't have to be perfect in order to be healthy. And then the third thing that I think happens to sort of derail us when we're trying to do something for sustain health and wellness and make big changes in our lives, is that we start with something that's not sustainable. So, as an example, I did Atkins a while back, and honestly, I just couldn't sustain it. It was just too severe of a diet. I just couldn't keep that up. I think other examples of doing things that aren't sustainable are, oftentimes we try to lose weight by counting something, or be healthy by counting something. So we count cholesterol, we count fat grams, we count calories. And I feel like a kindergartner when I count something. I don't know about you, but it makes me feel little and small, and it's honestly just not something that I want to do forever. And believe me, when I talk about counting points, I'm not knocking Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers has been good to me. I've lost weight twice on the Weight Watchers plan. I think it offers some very good things. I just decided as a person that I didn't want to count things forever, and that's not how I wanted to maintain my health. And I think I'm probably not alone in that feeling. So those are the three reasons that I think we often fail. It's not about we're not failing. It's not about our motivation. I think we're just using the wrong things. We're doing the wrong things to stay motivated. And honestly, getting healthy is a real process. I'm still tweaking my diet and my health, and I'm over 2 years into this process. But I have figured out now how to maintain my weight, and to continue to improve my health, and I've been able to sustain it for well over 2 years, and I'm not tired of it. And it's eating that 80% for health isn't hard. It's not very complicated, and honestly, even though there are certain things that work well for some and not well for others, there are some things that can pretty much cause weight loss and health in pretty much everyone. And those are the things that I'm going to be talking about in my upcoming webinar series. So I'm going to give you those universal ways that you can improve health and lose weight. And these are ways that don't include counting and don't include starvation and deprivation. You're not going to be hungry. Cravings are always an issue, and I think that's another reason we fail, because we don't deal with cravings. And so a big part of what we're going to be talking about is what foods we can eat and how we can eat so that we're not craving those foods that we know aren't so good for us. Again, you can still eat those foods some of the time, but not every day. And we're going to talk about how you cannot have those constant cravings. So things that everybody can do to get looking and feeling better. So I invite you to join my upcoming 4-part webinar series, Worn Out and Nothing Fits. I think the title says it all. This is really for those women who have no energy, who are just sort of slogging through their day, who don't like how they look in their clothes, don't like how they feel in their clothes, don't like how they feel in their skin, don't feel sexy anymore, and really want to not only lose weight, but really do this the right way so that we're improving our health and we're improving our well-being. And yes, you'll likely lose weight, but that's not really the ultimate motivator here. What I really want to do is help you create health for the long run. I want you to be healthy for your children. I want you to learn things that you can pass on and use when you're working with your children and your grandchildren and your friends and your patients, all of those things. But it's also going to lead you to health and wellness as well, but you and others. So we're going to be talking about weight gain, yes, sleep problems, digestive problems, including that bloaty feeling that, I mean, I just talked to so many women who have that feeling all of the time, and I did have that feeling almost all the time myself at one time. So I recognize it, and I know how to solve that problem, as well as, how to give you tips and lots of support and tips and handouts, email support. Plus, every call is going to include some one-on-one coaching by me, that for a couple of volunteers, so that we can even drill down a little deeper for you in those particular situations, give you some one-on-one coaching to figure out what's holding you back. So if you sign up now, while the early bird discount lets you sign up for $162 for the entire series, I would advise you to do that. That early bird discount is up on March 9th. At that point, your cost will go up to $197. And this is really a tremendous value. This level of coaching that's being offered, including some of that one-on-one coaching, and the email support and the handouts and some other bonuses that are going to be a surprise, this would cost you well over $600. But because I'm offering it online to many people at once, I can offer it at a much lower price. And the best part is, if you get two friends to sign up for this webinar series as well, your cost will only be $50. I will reimburse you, so that your cost is only $50 for the webinar series. So I hope to see you on my first call on March 19th. Sign up before the early bird registration ends. And the details to register are on this email. So see you soon. See you next week for another Small Bites. Take care.